The GUN token is finally live on the open market, meaning the in-game mainnet for Off the Grid is right around the corner where you're going to be able to sell all of the assets you've been earning for free by playing the game for actual money. But what if I told you there's already people who have sold their assets on the testnet for hundreds and even thousands of dollars? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. Today I'm going to do my best to answer all the questions I can think of that you might have on Off the Grid, how to buy and sell the tokens, where to sell your testnet assets, how the nodes are going to work, everything. But as usual, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. If you appreciate me putting out these kind of videos in the bull or bear market, would you kindly hit that subscribe button? And let's jump right into it. So a quick TLDR on what is Off the Grid. Off the Grid is a AAA third-person shooter battle royale similar to games like Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, but it's also an extraction shooter, meaning there's certain items that you can find in a match, extract it outside of a match, and then it's in your inventory forever on chain, because this is a blockchain game built on top of Avalanche, meaning yes, all these assets you extract are NFTs. So you have complete ownership over all of your assets and you could freely trade them. Now, in terms of earning in this game, there are three different ways you can do that. The first is by participating in the daily tournaments with $3,000 in daily cash prizes. The top place wins $1,000. It is incredibly sweaty. I do not stand a chance here, but good luck if you're good at games. The second way is by playing the game, because every match you play, based on your kills, assists, the hexes you've extracted, as well as where you rank in that individual match, you are going to get GUN tokens as a reward, as well as completing the daily, weekly, and monthly challenges. You can see here, I completed this one. I got 75 GUN tokens. And finally, the third way, whenever you extract those hexes, I said those were NFTs. So there's items inside of there that you can unlock. You could see I've unlocked a bunch, and these are tradable on the marketplace. Now, at the time of filming this video, and for a couple of weeks, I assume we are still on the testnet, meaning all the GUN tokens that you've earned by doing challenges and playing games, all of the items that you've earned, they aren't technically real. However, there's a difference between the two. The GUN tokens, you can see I only have one left. That's because I've been spending them, because these are going to disappear. The team is going to reset this. They're going to give you a warning in advance, so you don't have to panic right now, but these are going to disappear. However, all of the assets that you've unlocked, these are not going to disappear. These are going to go live on the mainnet, and I'm going to have a one-to-one of my existing inventory. So it's important that you rid your wallet of your GUN tokens, and we're going to talk about later in this video what I'm spending my tokens on. Now, your next question is probably when mainnet, and nobody knows this, unfortunately, outside of the team. However, I'm assuming, because the token just went live, that it's right around the corner, and I'm guessing they're waiting for the current battle pass, which is called OTG Pro, to expire. You can see by the time you watch this, there's going to be 13 days left, so roughly 2 weeks. Now, like I said, the token is live. This is not the token you are currently earning in game. Like we said, that is the testnet token, but let's pretend you wanted to buy and eventually sell the GUN token, which is currently trading at almost 8 cents per token. You would go to CoinMarketCap, which I'm going to link in the description down below. You would choose one of these centralized exchanges, meaning you're going to need to make an account. You're going to probably have to KYC, which is letting them know your identity. And then you're going to be able to freely trade it. So there's Binance, BitGet, Mexi, Gate, KuCoin, whichever one you want. This is where you can freely trade the token. As for getting your tokens outside of your Off the Grid account, I have no idea how this is going to work. Nobody knows yet. They haven't revealed it. Maybe there's going to be some sort of KYC process there as well, especially that it's an American company. I would assume they have to. But this is something we're going to find out in I don't know how much time, hopefully in 2 weeks, if I'm correct about the launch of the mainnet in the game. As for trading assets, even when the mainnet goes live, you're still going to be able to do this in game using their marketplace. You can also do this in your browser because there is a browser version of the marketplace. However, if we go to this post by Gunzilla back in April of 2024, they announced that their assets are going to be tradable on OpenSea, which is the #1 NFT marketplace marketplace out there. I'm also an ambassador for them, full disclosure. So this is really cool, especially for the Web3 natives. You're going to be able to trade all the assets on OpenSea. Now, at the beginning of the video, I did say that people are selling their assets on the testnet for hundreds and thousands of dollars. So I'm going to tell you, not show you, I'm going to tell you how people are doing this. The other thing they're doing is they're also selling their gun tokens for actual money. The going rate up until today, because now that the token's live, this might have changed valuations completely, but up until today, people were selling 1,000 tokens for $5. So that was the rate. And the way they were doing this was through OTC deals, over-the-counter deals, which these are risky. Even the team advises not to do this. You might as well wait. If you're scared, wait for the mainnet to go live 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. Who knows when that's happening? But basically how this works is, I'll show you where you could do this after, but you find somebody who wants to buy or sell tokens on the other side of the transaction with you. You make a deal with them for, let's say I want to sell 10,000 tokens for $50. They agree. And I have to trust that this person is going to send me the money, or they have to trust that I'm going to send them the tokens, right? Because it's an OTC deal on the internet. I can just take his money, block him, and run. Now, there are certain services you can use that do escrow. So they hold the money as the transaction's done. Then once it is, they send you your money and they take out a fee. If you're able to find a trusted escrow, great. There's a bunch of scams there too, so be careful. But the way this works is, let's say I want to buy 10,000 gun tokens on the testnet. I would go to the marketplace. I would go to my inventory. I would find a common asset that nobody cares about. This one's trading for 2 gun tokens on the testnet, essentially worthless, and I would list it at a crazy high price that no one would ever pay. I'd list it at 10,000, which is the amount that I'm trying to buy. And then the buyer would go, once I sent the money or it's an escrow or whatever you work out, he would go and buy this for those 10,000 tokens, and I would receive the tokens in game, because right now there's no way to just transfer tokens or transfer an asset. So don't forget, there is a 5% marketplace fee, but this is how people are doing that. In order to do these deals, in order to use the marketplace, you are going to have to be a subscriber of the OTG Pro, the Battle Pass, which is a monthly subscription. So there is a cost there, but you have to factor in. But I assume if you're doing this kind of stuff, if you're grinding the game, you're probably already a subscriber, because there's a ton of perks. Now you might be asking, why are people buying the Testnet GUN if it's going to disappear? And that's because they want to accumulate assets, because the assets are going to roll into the mainnet. And as you can see, there's a ton of assets that are selling for actual money. Here we have Player One Gaming, who he covers on his YouTube channel a ton of off the grid stuff. I would throw him a follow. He sold multiple guns or gun variants for $200 each. You can see here, he sold it for Solana, and he has a video explaining how he does all this. So again, go check him out. He also showed here, there was the Pioneer set sold for $3,500 of actual real world money just for this skin, in-game skin, as well as the golden chest plate, the golden jetpack. These were selling for $700. And then the Player Zero set also sold for $300. So it's very cool to see that there is a market forming for this stuff, similar to things like CSGO, where people are paying tens of thousands of dollars for these assets. Now, as for where to do these deals, look, I am not responsible for any of this stuff. Like I said, you can get scammed. I have no control over any of these servers, but the servers that I know, which I'll link down below, but just because I linked it, I'm not responsible. Even if the Discord links changes, like, be careful, make sure it's the real community. But there are clans that have formed, there's guilds where this stuff happens. So one of the main ones is going to be Merc. Once you verify, you can see there's a marketplace channel where people are like, a lot of them want to sell stuff, but a lot of people are, not a lot, there's some people buying stuff. As you can see here, it's mostly selling, but here, want to buy for a certain price. Then we have the Flaw gaming community, same thing. They have a trading channel. We have the community from Player One Gaming, who I just showed you his Twitter. He has a community as well. So these are some examples of places where you can make these OTC deals. But don't come and ask me. I'm not responsible. I'm not refunding. I'm not doing escrow for you guys. Like, this is all on you to do on your own. I'm just showing you this world. You got to go discover it on your own. But this is really the Wild West of crypto. So now that all that's out of the way, like I said, you got to get rid of your gun tokens. So what exactly am I spending my tokens on in order to maximize potential future value if this gear is going to be worth a lot of money in the future, right? If the game is successful, they get hundreds of millions of players, people are going to be spending a lot of money. So there's a few ways you can approach this. Personally, I am not buying any weapons or cyber limbs. I already have really good loadouts, so I can play the game. I have pretty much every weapon. I don't need to buy any of this stuff. And this stuff really moves with metas. Whenever there's a patch with buffs and nerfs, the metas change. So it's too quick. I'm not doing any of that stuff. If you don't have a loadout, I would focus on weapons and weapon attachments. Once you have all that cleared, I think the real money is in, I wouldn't even say weapon skins. It's not like CSGO, especially that it's third person. You see your character. That's what you want to look at. So I would focus on the appearance section, specifically under wardrobe. Now, I'm not buying just anything. I am trying to focus on items that are no longer available. And here, I'll link this down below. This is the official off the grid odds for what you can pull in a hex. I assume this is up to date. Hopefully it is, but here they're telling you all the odds. So I'm avoiding anything on this list because that means it's still inside of a hex. I want stuff that you can no longer get. I want the old school gear that was dropped to early players or the early battle pass stuff that's no longer available, which that's a pretty good trick. If you're unsure what to buy, just go look in the battle pass. It's not guaranteed. It's not going to be in a hex. Go double check it with the list again that I'll link down below. But most of the time you're relatively safe when it comes to this kind of gear not being in a hex because they want you to pay for the battle pass in order to get this stuff. Now, another perk to having OTG Pro is you get these free gear airdrops, both like weapon variants, you get different skins. And if we go to the marketplace, like some of them are selling for a lot of guns. Technically, this is still testnet, but the Trump skin is selling for, what is this? Like $120 worth of gun tokens on the testnet. So there is a lot of value in collecting this stuff, again, if the game is successful. So I'm focused on wardrobe. Now, the one exception to the I'm not buying any weapons rule comes to weapon variants, because there's certain variants out there that are actually selling for a lot of money. Let me try to find one here. Here, the OpenSea one, it's not even for sale. Let's go to SMG. Here, SMG. So these are the regular AZV guns, but then there's the AZV Doomed Zero. And as you can see, it has a special skin on it. It has already made attachments, and it's potentially a better weapon than the default one, or if you were to add your own attachments to it. So as you can see, this one is selling for 5,000 gun tokens. But if I go to the basic one, like the common one is super cheap too, but even the epic is 75 gun tokens. So this one is a lot more expensive. So I think these variant weapons, people are going to want them, especially the ones that look cool. I think these are going to go for a premium even when we get to mainnet, because a lot of these weapons are just not going to be available in the hexes because they wanted you to buy the battle pass. So this is the other thing that I'm focused on collecting. However, there's a few things to keep in mind while shopping this stuff. One, the PC and console marketplaces aren't connected right now. So in the future, we're going to see supplies go up. The other thing, if I go to my inventory, you'll notice that all these assets have here 1270, right? It has a code. This code is its serial number. It's where I unlocked it on chain. So I'm number 1270 who unlocked this item. However, I would not be spending extra money to get a low serial number, because from my understanding, all of this is going to reset once mainnet goes live, which I don't like that. I would like, if I got number one of something, I want to keep number one. I remember one gun or one skin, I had number 21. But I heard they're going to re-roll it. So I am not focused on getting low serial numbers. So if you want to learn about gear and what's rare and what's trending, what people are after, I would suggest joining the server Panda Cola, which again, I will link in the description down below. You can see some of the homies are here in the VC, so you can jump in voice chat and talk to them. They share, like here, they have a builds guide channel. They share a bunch of documentation on the items, what's rare, what people are after. So another great community to be a part of. Now, a few more questions I can think of. I know I'm going to get the question, is there an airdrop for people who have been playing? Unfortunately, we don't know. I don't know if there's going to be an airdrop. It would be really cool. I think marketing wise would do amazing if all these streamers that were playing, like Ninja, Tim the Tatman, if they only played for like a couple weeks. Imagine they open their wallet and they have thousands of dollars airdrop for free, and all their guns are trading for thousands of dollars. Like, that would be amazing marketing wise. So I hope there's an airdrop. We don't know if there's going to be. Next question is the node holders. Like, what value do nodes have right now? Unfortunately, the nodes still aren't doing anything because Mainnet is not live in game. The way they earn is whenever somebody opens one of the hexes, it randomly chooses a node, and a portion of the fee I have to spend to open a hex, because you have to spend gun tokens to open your hexes. A portion of that fee goes to the node operator, but it's all in the testnet. So all those tokens are going to disappear. However, the thing to keep in mind, like I said, all these assets are going to be live on the mainnet. So any node that has decoded any of these assets at any time that I sell one on the marketplace, for life, he sells it to someone, she sells it to someone, the original node owner gets a portion, gets a cut, a commission of the amount that I traded it for. So they get lifetime fees. So even though you're operating your node on the testnet and you're earning testnet tokens that disappear, don't be discouraged, because you are getting lifetime fees from the assets which are going on the mainnet. So those are not disappearing, and you weren't operating it for nothing. And then the final question I could think of is, what's next for Off the Grid? Their token just launched. Obviously, what's next is the mainnet going live in the game. But then after that, I think there's a ton of stuff. We haven't seen the rare hexes yet. All we have are the purple ones. If I go to an asset, you can see there's only up to epic. There's going to be legendary here at one point, maybe not for this gun, but for certain skins or certain assets. So I'm imagining there's going to be a lot of competition in game when you see on your map like a golden hex being extracted. A lot of people are going to rush to that. There's going to be more game modes. Right now, all we have are the extraction mode, solo and trios, but there's a new battle royale, I guess, with no extraction that's coming. There's also going to be a 60-hour campaign, which I'm really excited for. Like, I like campaign games, so I'm looking forward to playing that. And the game is still really early in its life, and I find this game is really good. Like, they've done an amazing job. So I'm very much looking forward to the future of Off the Grid and everything they have planned. And I think it was a super good launch for their token, and I'm really happy where the game is right now. So that's it for today's video. I hope I answered all your questions. If not, leave me a comment down below. I will do my best to answer everyone. There's going to be a ton of bots down there, so be careful. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel reach a wider audience. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit the subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching another Crypto Gorilla video. Peace.